Government allows shops and shopping malls to remain open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. from Sunday, maintaining health and hygiene rules. A Cabinet Division directive has been issued in this regard. Number of coronavirus cases decreasing in the country. Pressure of patients on hospitals has also come down. Government takes initiative to bring vaccines from China and Russia. BNP against the spirit of liberation war and patron of extremist communal monsters, says Obaidul Qadir. More than 3 lakh fresh corona cases identified in India in 24 hours. 13 patients died in fire at a hospital. And in Pallekele, Sri Lanka trailed by 312 runs against Bangladesh at end of third day of first of two-match test series. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to News at 10 on BTV, BTV World and BTV Chattogram Centre. I am Roya Zabin. You have just heard the headlines and now news in details. Malls and stores will be allowed to reopen on Sunday amid the nationwide lockdown, with shopping hours from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day. The Cabinet Division issued a notice today allowing the reopening of the malls and stores and instructed the shop owners to maintain strict health rules. The notice takes into account the lives and livelihoods of the people employed in this sector. Bangladesh today reported 3,629 COVID-19 cases, while the coronavirus claimed overnight 88 lives. Directorate General of Health Services, DGHS, said in its routine daily statement, the tally of infections has surged to 7,39,703. A total of 88 COVID-19 patients died in the last 24 hours, increasing the death toll from the pandemic to 10,869. The statement said 14% of the 25,896 samples collected in 24 hours were tested positive, while the infection rate was only 2.3% just on February 8 this year, as during the late winter season the rate started decreasing sharply. The recovery count rose to 6,47,674 after another 5,225 patients were discharged from hospitals during the past one day. The DGHS statistics showed of the people infected from the beginning, 87.56% recovered, while 1.47% died. The rush of the new corona patients, which had been created in the middle of March last throughout the country, has now reduced to a great extent. Relatives of the corona patients have expressed dissatisfaction over the admission issue in the hospitals. The relatives said they are running from one hospital to another for getting admission of their patients, but failed because of the mismanagement of the hospital authorities. The attending physicians in the hospitals said the bed quantities are much less, which caused sufferings of the patients. They also said the rush of the patients have been greatly reduced at present, and as such, all patients are getting admission with allotment of bed. The physicians opined that if the patients contact hospitals immediately after infected by the COVID-19, the admission risk at the 11th hour must come down. The government is making its best efforts to collect coronavirus vaccines for all. Measures have been taken to procure the jab from Russia and China. In the meantime, Russia has come forward with a proposal to supply Sputnik V vaccine to Bangladesh alongside handing over technology. Bangladesh began vaccination across the country in February this year and the second dose on April 8. Meanwhile, India's Serum Institute has failed to supply vaccines in March and April. As per the agreement, Serum is supposed to provide 50 lakh doses of vaccines per month, totaling the number to 3 crore. Following the reality, Bangladesh has taken steps to collect vaccines from other sources. Meanwhile, the Health Division has formed an 8-member committee to look into the proposals to procure vaccines from different sources. The government is going to introduce vaccine passports to ease traveling abroad during the coronavirus pandemic. This passport will be issued after the second dose of the vaccine alongside issuing certificates. ICT division is working in this regard. Migration experts say vaccine passports will help ensure smooth movements of expatriate Bangladeshis in different countries. Total lockdown situation is being continued in the whole country. Vehicular movements have comparatively increased today in the capital than the past days. Alongside the covered vans engaged in emergency delivery services, personal car, CNG auto rickshaw, motorcycle and rickshaw vans are plying in the streets at lame excuses. Though the lockdown situation is underway in the country, government offices and financial establishments are carrying out their daily functions to meet up the emergency services. Meanwhile, members of different law enforcing agencies are in stern position to make the people aware across the country. Awami League General Secretary Obadul Qadir has said BNP is a party which publicly patronizes anti-liberation forces and fears communal monsters. He said BNP was involved with all anarchies operated by Hefazat Islam in Dhaka, Chattogram and Brahmanbaria. Obadul Qadir made the allegation while distributing iftar items among poor and unemployed people at capital's Postogola organized by Dhaka South City Unit Awami League. He joined the program through a video conference from his official residence in the capital this morning. Obadul Qadir said, "We have to face two challenges now, led by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. The first challenge is to tackle second wave of coronavirus, and the second challenge is to stand by the low-income people." He urged party leaders and activists to work at this moment as activists of the country, not as activists of the party.
আজকে মুক্তিযুদ্ধে চেতনা বিরোধী উগ্র সাম্প্রদায়িক দানবদের প্রকাশ্য পৃষ্ঠপোষক হচ্ছে বাংলাদেশের একটি দল বিএনপি। হেফাজতের সাথে নাকি সরকার সম্পৃক্ত, তাদের এমন কথা মানুষ হাসে। নিজেদের আড়াল করার জন্য যত কথাই তারা বলুক, জনগণ তাদের বিশ্বাস করে না। চট্টগ্রামে ব্রাহ্মণবাড়িয়া যে তাণ্ডব চলেছে, ঢাকা সোনারগাঁয়, সব তাণ্ডবে বিএনপির নেতা কর্মীরা জড়িত। ভিডিও ফুটেজ দেখেই তাদের নেতা কর্মীরা যারা জড়িত তাদেরকেই গ্রেপ্তার করা হচ্ছে। বঙ্গবন্ধু কন্যা শেখ হাসিনার নেতৃত্বে দুটি চ্যালেঞ্জ আমাদের মোকাবিলা করতে হবে। একটি চ্যালেঞ্জ হচ্ছে করোনা, দ্বিতীয় তরঙ্গকে আমাদের মোকাবিলা করতে হবে, করোনাকে প্রতিরোধ করতে হবে। দ্বিতীয়ত আমাদেরকে আজকে জীবিকার জন্য খেটে খাওয়া অসহায় কর্মহীন মানুষের পাশে দাঁড়াতে হবে, মানবতার পাশে দাঁড়াতে হবে। খেটে খাওয়া কর্মহীন যারা হয়ে পড়েছেন তাদের পাশে দাঁড়ানোই এখন আওয়ামী লীগের রাজনীতি।
Awami League Relief and Social Affairs Secretary Shujit Roy Nondi was present at the program, while Dhaka South City Unit Awami League President Abu Ahmed Munafi and General Secretary Muhammad Humayun Kabir were connected virtually. Agriculture Minister Dr. Muhammad Abdul Razak has said there will be no food crisis despite corona pandemic if Boro paddy can be successfully harvested across the country. He said this today while addressing Boro paddy harvesting celebration program at Jatrapasha village under Baniachang Upazila of Hobiganj as chief guest. The minister said this year 9 to 10 lakh tons of Boro paddy will be produced than last year. Ishrat Jahan, Deputy Commissioner of Hobiganj, chaired the program, while local lawmaker Advocate Muhammad Abu Zahir, Agriculture Ministry Senior Secretary Muhammad Mesbahul Islam, BADC Chairman Dr. Amitabh Sharkar, Directorate General of Agriculture Extension Directorate Muhammad Asadullah, Directorate General of Bangladesh Rice Research Institute Dr. Muhammad Shahjahan Kabir spoke among others. The Agriculture Minister said incumbent government led by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is working to ensure food supply in the country amid corona pandemic. Later, the minister inaugurated paddy harvesting program and distributed combined harvesters and reapers among farmers. Now, international news. India recorded its biggest ever single-day spike of coronavirus with about 332,000 fresh cases. With this and today's infections, India's COVID tally has shot up to 1,64,46,000 cases. The death toll from the deadly infection in India now stands at 1,87,000. The country reported 2,656 deaths yesterday. Meanwhile, COVID-19 global death toll crosses 30,90,000 and over 14,57,03,000 people have been infected globally. Besides, more than 12,36,04,000 people have recovered from the virus so far. Brazil has now 1,41,72,000 confirmed cases and 3,83,000 deaths. The country reported 2,070 deaths yesterday. The U.S. has now 3,26,71,000 confirmed cases and 5,84,226 deaths. At least 13 patients have died after a fire broke out in the intensive care unit of an Indian hospital treating COVID patients near Mumbai. The blaze, which took place early today, was extinguished and 4 survivors have been moved to nearby hospitals, said authorities. The incident comes amid a deadly second wave of infections in India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has offered condolences on Twitter, calling the incident tragic. Bangladesh is optimistic regarding formation of US $100 billion global climate fund for every year as world leaders showed strong political commitment at Leaders Summit on Climate amid the US's rejoining the Paris Agreement. Foreign Minister Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen said this today at a press briefing to reveal outcomes of the summit attended by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina alongside with some 40 heads of state or government virtually on Thursday. However, Dr. Momen said political commitment is always important to keep the global temperature rise at 1.5 degrees Celsius. Momen termed the Leaders Summit on Climate hosted by U.S. President Joe Biden as a breakthrough as global leaders showed their commitment to protect the planet from the adverse impact of climate change. Bangladesh Shadhinota Porishad today distributed essential commodities and masks among city dwellers in the city's Saidabad area. Welcoming the initiative of Shadhinota Porishad, Awami League Joint General Secretary and Information and Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood in a message said, those who have come forward for the welfare of the people responding to the call of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina will be remembered for their contribution in tackling the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. Moderated by Shadhinota Porishad advisor and valiant freedom fighter Masudur Rahman, the food distribution program was addressed among others by General Secretary of the organization Shahadat Hussain, Awami League leaders Advocate Balaram Poddar and M.A. Karim, and President of the organization Jinnah Ali Khan Jinnah. Death toll from chemical warehouse fire in Dhaka rises to 4. The fire in the ground floor of Haji Musa Mansion also left 25 people, including 3 firemen, injured. As many as 19 units of the fire service tamed the flames at around 6 a.m. this morning. Fire service staff cut the grills and balconies and windows and rescued the residents stuck on the rooftop of the 6-story building. Viewers, now Sehri and Iftar timings for the capital and adjoining areas. Tonight's Sehri ends at 4:05 early in the morning in Dhaka and adjoining areas, while tomorrow's Iftar will be at 6:28 in the evening. Now news on sports. Host Sri Lanka are trailing by 312 runs in their first innings against Bangladesh at stumps of Day 3 in the first test of 2-match series at Pallekele Stadium today. At the end of the day, Sri Lanka scored 229 runs for 3 wickets. Dimut Karunaratne and Dhananjaya De Silva were on the crease with 85 and 26 runs respectively. Taskin Ahmed, Mehdi Hassan Miraj and Taijul Islam took 1 wicket each for the Tigers. Earlier, Bangladesh started their third day's batting with the overnight score of 474 for 4 wickets. Bangladesh declared their first innings on 541 runs for 7. To end the bulletin, headlines once again. Government allows shops and shopping malls to remain open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. from Sunday, maintaining health and hygiene rules. A cabinet division directive has been issued in this regard. Number of coronavirus cases decreasing in the country. Pressure of patients on hospitals has also come down. Government takes initiative to bring vaccines from China and Russia. BNP against the spirit of liberation war and patron of extremist communal monsters, says Obadul Qadir. More than 3 lakh fresh corona cases identified in India in 24 hours. 13 patients died in fire at a hospital. And in Pallekele, Sri Lanka trailed by 312 runs against Bangladesh at end of third day of first of 2-match test series. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us. We invite you to watch our 11:30 Bangla news. Until then, Khodafez.
কিরে বন্ধু, তোর হাতে চাবি, গেটে তালা, গেট খুলছিস না কেন?
ভাই, আপনার হাতেও তো মাস্ক, কিন্তু মুখে তো পড়তেছেন না। জানেন না, বাড়ির বাইরে থাকাকালীন সব সময় মুখে মাস্ক পরে থাকা উচিত। করোনা মোকাবেলায় মাস্ক পরার কোনো বিকল্প নাই।
সরি, এই তো